All right. Hi there, Jan Copeland. I'm back with you, continuing our series of Success in Spite of COVID. And, let me get rid of that. So I am here with my friend Kim Thomas. And Kim, you are from Oklahoma.
Yes.
Thank you for being
Lawton,
here.
Oklahoma.
Tulsa?
Lawton.
Oh, Lawton. Okay.
Yes.
How far is that from Tulsa?
About 3 hours.
Okay. Okay. So not your mark. Okay. So Kim, thank you for volunteering to
You're
share
welcome.
with the audience, the ladies who are going to be watching, as far as how you succeed, really not just in spite of COVID, but in spite of anything. And as I'm taping this, it's the end of June 2020, and we're still dealing with COVID. So my first question to you, Michelle, how important is mindset to your success and to your real life satisfaction, really?
It is key. You have to have that positive outlook every single day, no matter what's happening. You just have to keep moving forward, keep thinking positive, and knowing that you can be successful even in these tough times.
Awesome. So mindset is very important to you and to every woman that I've spoken with.
Yes.
And so talk to me about, how do you deal with when poop's hitting the fan, when a deal falls apart, when, hubby and you have a little fight, kids, pets, when parents, things go awry and you don't feel like working. Like, share with us what you do to keep yourself in action and in those times when it's really, you're being pulled and things aren't going well.
So typically for me, I like the moment where I do a little bit of deep breathing. I pray. It helps me to get in my car and to start driving to a house or an appointment or to the office. If I can't do that, if I'm in a situation where I have to stay where I am, I often will just take a quick 5-minute walk down the hallway and just breathe. Honestly, if you can just calm yourself down and walk into the meeting with a smile, or even if you're on the phone with the person that's having the meltdown, if you just take that moment to smile and speak calmly to them, it will totally calm the situation.
I love that. Great, great, great advice. Now, I know that you get many deals from referrals and past clients.
Yes.
So share with us the level of exceptional, almost concierge service, or just like the way you treat your clients. Can you share, clue us in on that?
Well, I am one of those crazy realtors who becomes friends with almost all of my clients. I mean, like, once they're in my life, they're always in my life. And I just love taking them to lunch. I love having like groups of 5 or 6 of my clients that have some type of common interest together, so that we just maintain not only that connection, but we truly do become friends. And that's a great way to stay in touch with people. I also do mail outs, personal mail outs with handwritten notes. I try to do several handwritten notes a week, but I also do mail outs that have handwritten information on them like 5 times a year.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so when you say you do handwritten notes, would you say, do you have a goal like 5 per week, or what are your, how do you make sure that you stay consistent? Because we know consistency is super important.
Consistency is super important, and I did a program one time where I did make myself sit down and do 5 per day. Actually, that became a little cumbersome, so I cut it back to 3 per day, and now it just comes natural. Like, if I go for a day or 2 and I haven't written a note, like, I start to feel uncomfortable with my communication skills. And so I make myself sit down and just do it, and it's amazing. Like, you don't have to think about and plan out what you're going to write. You just, write from your heart, and it makes a difference.
I love it. I love it. So, if you have, a minute or two to share with someone who either is new to the business or maybe they've been with the business 10, 15, 20 years and they're struggling right now. What hints or what strategies or what would you say to them to encourage them, to empower them? What nuggets of advice do you have?
I would tell them to look back at the list of houses that they closed the past 2 years or so, if they're a struggling agent and have been in the business for a while, and find that client that you enjoyed the most and reach out to them and reconnect with them. Just tell them, hey, I missed you. I was thinking about you and I wanted to catch up with you. Because if that person already knows you and loved you and enjoyed working with you and brought energy to you when you were going through that deal, reconnecting with that person can kind of turn the tide and help like spur them on to the next thing. If it's a new realtor getting into the business, I would tell them, think about the people that you enjoy being around the most and call them and just say, hey, let me take you to lunch and pick your brain. I am starting as a real estate agent, or like in our area, we're not called agents, we're just realtors or real estate sales associates. I would tell that person, hey, sit down with them and tell them that you are doing this and say, who should I call? Do you know any friends or family that are thinking about buying a house? I would love to help them. It's amazing if you just reach out to the people that you enjoy, how much joy that brings you, and that creates the fire that ignites within you, and then all of a sudden you're bigger than you can handle.
I love it. And that is all amazing, amazing advice. I know of a couple of agents who, because of their military husbands, moved places they know no one. Do you have any advice as to how to get connected? How do they get connected when they don't have a sphere? They don't even have a doctor yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they have no one.
That was me. Honestly, I moved here 17 years ago, and I knew no one but my husband. And so I immediately got involved in the family readiness group with the military base for my husband's unit, connected with some of the ladies through that organization. And then I've also been very big into getting involved in the community. So I kind of just started talking to other people and finding out what were some of the great women's groups. And I got involved in those, like the Lawton Business Women's Association, the AMBUCS had a women's group here. So I got involved in those groups and organizations, and you just really start to get to know people very quickly when you volunteer and give back.
Yes, I love that. I am so in agreement with you 100% to get involved. I think now with COVID, it's a little more difficult because I'm not sure anybody's having, networking groups anymore except online, but it's a little more difficult. But
it is.
I wanted to share that, what you said about what I'm hearing and what you say is that you be who you are, like you reached out to women's groups so that you don't have to do it the way your broker tells you to do it. I'm hearing that loud and clear from you.
Yes,
and
for sure.
And also, just to do it whether you feel like doing it or not. So tell us, lastly, what was your productivity last year? And it could be number of closings. And how are you doing this year?
So last year I did a total of 73 closings, and that was 13 million, which that was my best year ever. So it was.
Yay!
Yes. And this year, hold on, let me pull up my spreadsheet real quick. Can you still see me while I have my spreadsheet?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, just making sure. May take it a second for it to open.
Sure.
So this year right now, I've already closed as of yesterday afternoon. I've already closed 4.4 million, and I currently have an additional 1.7 million on
under contract.
However, those are just raw numbers. That doesn't include both sides, whereas the numbers I just gave you does include both sides. So like, for example, in April, I had 4 sides. In May, I had 7 sides. And in June so far, I've closed 10 sides.
That's amazing.
Mhm.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
So
I'll
my
tell you.
numbers are actually, if I just look at the raw number of today of what's closed versus what closed this time last year,
Yep.
let me tell you where I am on that. I am actually ahead. As of the end of June last year, I was at 3.9 million. And as of today, or yesterday afternoon after my closing, I was at 4.3. So I'm already higher this year than I was last year. The bulk of our closings typically are going to be in July, August, and this year I think we're going to have a good September as well, because COVID did, in a military town, did actually have us starting our PCS season and our summer selling season a little bit later.
Yes, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle, I just want to say, I mean, Kim, rather. What am I saying? Kim, you are an amazing
call
woman.
me Michelle.
Kim, you're an amazing woman, and your smile, your warmth, and your real dedication to your clients and to your craft of being a realtor with exceptional service comes screaming through. So I'm not surprised for your success. And I just want to thank you for sharing with us today.
Well, thank you for inviting me. It was my pleasure.
Hope you have a great weekend. Thanks, Kim.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.